Welcome to Accelerate. And now, introducing the CEO and co-founder of VTS, Nick Romito.
Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. So welcome to Accelerate 2018. We're so happy to have you all here. I know it was a crazy weekend. We had Father's Day yesterday, so all you dads, hope you had a great day yesterday. Thanks for coming in. And before we get into it, I just want to say on behalf of our entire team, my co-founders, myself, Brandon, Niall, Ryan, Carl, everyone, and everyone back at VTS who's actually streaming this live. You're here too, folks. Thank you. It's been our dream since day one to build much more than a platform. We really wanted to build a community, one where there was a true partnership between us and you. And candidly, we just had never felt that one of those existed in this space. And I don't know if there's a better example of that than the people in this room. There's over 400 of you here to talk about technology in the space, and I just want to give you a big round of applause. Thank you for being here and pushing this. So let's talk about who's here. We have over 425 attendees. We are sold out, so over the next 2 days, there's going to be lots of people from all over the place. 3 continents. We've got BR Properties from Brazil here. We have, Crown Estate from London. Countries from all over Europe here to talk about technology and how it's changing our market. Over 10 billion square feet of properties are in this room. It's an unprecedented amount of assets and people to talk about technology and real estate, and we're so grateful. We went a lot bigger than last year. So those of you who were here last year, this is about twice the size. We had to pull in some reinforcements. And so we're very lucky enough to have some unbelievable companies building products and services around the VTS ecosystem. These are some of them. So whether you're trying to do an online discounted cash flow, or you need a great ERP solution, or just have a very complex project you're trying to manage, the folks here can help you. They're going to be sponsoring a lot of the events throughout this event, so dinners, things like that. Talk to them. They're excited to talk to you, and they're helping us grow our business in a big way. So a lot has changed since we last spoke. Last year, we had just finished the largest private merger in this space. Hightower and VTS came together to become one company, and it was a huge lift. We put 2 teams together, 2 products, and I'm excited to tell you we've come a long way since then. Today, actually as of last week, we have over 8 billion square feet live on VTS. To put that into perspective, that is 1 in every 3 office buildings in the US. 1 in every 3 office buildings in the US is now managed on VTS. But it's not just office, folks. It's industrial and retail. These are the 2 fastest growing asset classes for us today. And so office folks, watch out. They're coming for you, and they're moving fast. Additionally, we are in 33 countries, so I think what that tells us is you're seeing VTS as a global operating system. It's not just about your domestic US properties. You want to understand what's happening across your portfolio from your phone globally. Additionally, we're seeing 87% user growth. Now, why that's important is because it's not just the asset manager or the leasing person using our system. It's the C-suite. It's the legal teams. It's accounting. It's the lenders. Anyone who's touching a deal, your customers, or the transactional process is now using VTS to move things forward. Also, 17 of the top 20 global investment managers now use VTS to run their entire portfolio. So that's helping us expand at a speed which we never thought was possible. That's amazing. And so why this is important isn't because we have all this square footage and all these people. It's because we're able to drive some amazing insights from the conversations that we have and the data that we have. And where I want to spend some time today is walking you through just a couple of those insights. Now, we have lots of them, and we're constantly tracking what we think is happening in market based on what you say, but these are 3 that are really core to us today. Number 1, we've heard this before. Your tenants' expectations have changed, period. They're not changing, they've changed. Your customer of today is very different from your customer of even 5 years ago. And these are the questions we're going to be asking each other throughout the next 36 hours. There's an entire track dedicated to this specific question. And here's a cool stat for you. By 2025, millennials will make up 75% of the workforce, which means they're not going away, folks. I can tell you this, as a millennial, I think technically, who employs about 200 millennials, their values are very different from the values of someone who worked 10, even 15 years ago. And so we've got to enable our space to prepare for that. Another stat, what they care most about is choice, flexibility, and experiences at work are more important than pay. That seems like a crazy thing to comprehend. They care more about the workplace and their environment than the actual compensation. Again, I can tell you this is true. We deal with it every single day. And it's a material shift in the mindset of your customer. Here's a cool stat. And this really talks to, I think, the flexibility piece, which I think we always think about, is it co-working, is it flexible space? We think it's much more than that. JLL predicts that 30% of all office space will be consumed as flexible space by 2030. So where are we today? That's the question, right? Well, today we're at 2.7%. That's almost a 10x lift in a very short period of time. The way that we look at this isn't a fad. This is a new product type. So the real question is, what is your strategy as an investor to prepare for this? And if you don't have one, I challenge you to go to the office on Wednesday and start thinking about it, because this is real, and it's happening every single day. So our second insight that we hear, and have now kind of gleamed across pretty much every person we work with, is this: technology is here to stay. We hear buzzwords like CRE tech, or I think prop tech is now the new one. It's a real thing. You're either in or you will be out. And whether it's your brokers, your investors, tech adoption is at all-time highs. And if you think your customers, your tenants care about technology, spend a little bit of time talking to the employees you're spending a lot of money to recruit. Ask them what they care about. It's going to be this: I want to work at a place that enables me to be great. I don't want to spend time doing duplicative manual work. I want technology at my fingertips every day. The only thing worse than tenant attrition is employee attrition, and these people expect to use technology. Massive shift to the market. On that note, prop tech investing is not going away either. We're seeing that continue to explode. Over $12 billion has been invested in commercial real estate tech this year. Now, what's interesting about these statistics is if you look at that top line, the actual deal sizes are going up dramatically. So while maybe we started off making smaller bets, kind of getting our feet wet, those deals are growing dramatically. So what that tells us is that the space is being de-risked in a way. Now, in true commercial real estate fashion, all of you deal makers couldn't just use our software like everybody else. You had to invest in it. You had to create funds that invest in only real estate tech. So we've got Fifth Wall up here. Fifth Wall is the first venture fund dedicated to only investing in real estate tech, and they're backed by only real estate LPs. Their anchors are people like Prologis, CBRE, Macerich. And it didn't stop there. JLL just recently announced they've got a $100 million fund dedicated to commercial real estate tech. Brookfield is taking a few $100 million off their balance sheet. And so if this doesn't signal this isn't going away, then I don't know what will. The third one is this: more institutional capital is flowing into our space than ever before. This isn't that new, but what is new are the expectations of these investors. These are folks that are used to seeing a lot of information in both the bond and equity markets every single day. So when they buy an asset for a couple $100 million and get a report every month, it doesn't work for them. And we're seeing that downward pressure impact a lot of our customers. How do we give our investors better information? That's the number one question. And the allocation towards this space is only going to increase over time. We see this every single year. The numbers keep going up, which means the expectations are going to continue to increase. And so, for the first time, the world's 5 biggest real estate fund managers all have over $118 billion under management. Blackstone, Brookfield, TH, PGIM, and Hines all run their entire portfolios in VTS. They understand that technology is enabling them to get bigger and stronger, and that's a great lesson for all of us to learn. So, what does this mean? We think it means this: you can't just be a good investor anymore. You have to be a great operator. You have to have your finger on the pulse of what is happening in your portfolio every single day. Your buildings, your space, your people. This is the way we operate. Jack Welch, one of the best operators of our time, former CEO of GM, he knew this. He said that an organization's ability to learn and translate that learning into action rapidly is the ultimate competitive advantage. This is all about having your finger on the pulse, and it's the future of our business people. So, summarize, these are 3 of the insights. Again, we see lots of these, and we'll continue to feed these to you as we learn them over time. And it's our job as a company to build products around these, to help prepare you for these. And so these are them. 1, tenants' expectations have changed. They're not changing. It's over. They think about their space and their process very differently, which means we need to also. Secondly, technology is here to stay, people. If you're not using technology to run your portfolios, you will lose in the market. We've seen it before. 3, institutionalization is driving transparency. And so reporting, while it seems like a manual thing, needs to be a fluid thing. For us, it's not reporting, it's business intelligence. And that's how we have to think about it. So what I want to do now is walk you through something that's very core to us and I think speaks to some of those insights, which is our mission statement. We've never formally read this to you as a business, and it's important to us. This is why our team gets up every single day, is to build this. And it's simple. It's to be commercial real estate's modern operating system, the place where deals happen, customer relationships are nourished, and real-time market data comes to life. This is what our team gets up to do, and we're building this for you in partnership. And so before we get into how that mission comes to life, as all of you know, security is critical for us. But this next part is a little bit controversial. We actually snuck into the leasing meeting of a team who doesn't use technology or VTS. I'm going to ask you all to put your phones on airplane mode in case they're bugged. This is really important. But please watch and let's see how this played out because I don't think it was very pretty.
All right, folks, on to renewals. What do we got?
CapTech Software, as everybody knows, a long-standing client of ours, 10 years, great relationship with the team, and I've been sending them bagels every Tuesday morning for their meeting, so we should be good. Oh, speaking of, grab the champagne. It's the call I've been waiting for. Hi, Alice. No, now's not a bad time. You're leaving at the end of the month? Can I just ask, right, you acquired a company 6 months ago? Oh, well, in that case, if you just need more space, we actually have some additional open... You're consolidating all of your offices. Okay, you already signed the lease. Did you not like the bagels? You're gluten intolerant?
Can anyone tell me what the hell just happened and what this means for our portfolio? Jill? Sarah? Jim?
This is crazy. I mean, clearly this is dramatization of what actually happens, but I've been in these meetings, you've been in these meetings, this happens. And so we believe that VTS should be the platform that helps you become tenant-centric. And this should have been a good meeting. If you've got a tenant that's acquiring companies, that's our dream, right? Because customer acquisition costs in our space are very high. If we can grow tenants in our portfolio, that's a good thing. And so in our world, this is what you're logging into. This is the vision of where this goes, right? You're logging into a platform that shows you what is my actual tenant health and what's the health ratio, what percentage of my customers are actually happy versus not happy. And if there are things happening like acquisitions by a customer of mine, well, guess what? I want that information pushed to me in real time. This is the vision of where we're going. And had this team had a technology platform that did this, well, guess what? CapTech would have been a growing company for them, not one that goes away. But listen, they had a setback, right? Let's go back into the meeting and see what they do next.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you all had a great weekend. Look, I know we are all pretty surprised about the churn of CapTech Software last week, but we have learned from our mistakes and we have created a fantastic solution that is going to amp up our tenant news gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Tim.
Today's my first day.
Tim. All news, all the time. All right, enough about renewals. How about some new deals? We need some W's. Let's see. Fastcore Technologies. I thought that these guys were a hot lead, but the last update was about 2 quarters ago. Joe, what's the likelihood that this deal is going to close?
For sure. 100% done deal, basically.
Well, where are we at in the process?
Well, they should be sending me their LOIs this week.
Boom, on to the next. Jim, how's activity at 175 West Street?
On it. I've got a few promising leads.
Okay. And the Franklin deal at 1500 First Street, have you gotten this approved?
I don't know. We started that process 2 weeks ago.
Well, let's get this moving. Okay? Has anyone here spoken to legal in the last year? Oh, Jim, hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna need you to go down there and get this moving. Here, take this. It's pretty dark down there. it is going to be great to have Fastcore in here. Much better tenant than Captech.
Captech who?
Exactly.
The Fastcore went bankrupt.
Oh,
So first and foremost, if anyone wants to actually hire my son as an intern, the New York City school system is extremely expensive. We can use the money. But in all seriousness, that shouldn't happen, right? We should have our finger in the pulse of these deals. Things should be automated, and we feel their pain. And so again, our vision of that never happening looks a lot more like this, where you're not just doing a deal review. Because you run all your deals in our system, we can use things like machine learning and artificial intelligence to help you understand this deal is off track, and here's why. You're not waiting for someone to tell you something fell apart. We can tell you when there's a deviation. If something's off track, even by 2 days, you want to know, where is this stuck? Where is the bottleneck? We believe that this is the kind of platform that should exist, and it's what our teams are working on every single day. So whether you're looking at your holistic pipeline or diving into a specific deal, every piece of data as to where that is and how far off that is from what's normal for you should be easily accessible. And this is where VTS goes. All right, so the poor folks at Stone Tower have had a crap week. They've now lost 2 tenants. They're going to have clearly a block of space coming back on the market. Let's go back one last time, and let's see what their strategy is.
look, people. Captech, Fastcore, they're gone. So now we need to market those spaces. Jim, what do you think we should price them at?
Both floors look pretty similar. Park Place is going for 35. But Boardwalk's going for 50. I think we could do 55.
Not bad. But I'm pretty sure we can do better. What are reports saying?
Nothing we can use.
Okay, so what are you hearing from the market?
Well, my contact down the road said they're getting bites at 62.
That's something. Jill, what are you hearing?
Actually, my best friend's sister's brother's boyfriend's girlfriend heard from this broker that they're charging 65 at 200 South Street. Sounds like a pretty good deal.
It is a pretty good deal. Jim, pass me the dice. 55, 67. We did just add a Jim. I think we can get another 10. Feels right.
Okay. First things first, if any of you are actually using board games, please talk to me after the conference. We've got a bigger problem to solve. Second of all, in reality, this isn't their fault. In fact, this isn't anyone's fault. We don't have a lot of data at our fingertips to make what should really be simple decisions. And we're probably one of the only markets left in the world where this is the actual reality. And so this next bit's pretty important. I actually want to call up one of my co-founders, Brandon Weber. It's here for Brandon, by the way. He's our Chief Product Officer. Hey. Because this next part, this is probably the single biggest announcement that we've made as a company. Do you want to do the honors?
Me?
Go for it.
I'm in. Let's do it. So this is honestly the culmination of years of work since founding both companies and coming together. And I'm really, really excited to share the news that today, you're the first people to hear this. We're announcing the launch of the industry's first real-time market benchmarking product for commercial leasing that commercial leasing has ever seen. We call it VTS Market View, and it's going to be in beta by the end of this year. And this is the biggest news that we've ever shared. This is the biggest project that we've ever launched, and this is literally the culmination of everything we've done together. You want to share a little bit more about the vision?
Yeah, actually, rather than tell you about it, I can show you. So we put together a quick video to walk you through our vision of what this product looks like. So here, imagine a world where you're logging in, and in real time, you're not looking at information from a year ago. You're understanding things like, how do my assets, my spaces, how are they doing with respect to tour activity versus the market today? Not last quarter, last year, today. Am I seeing my fair share of the actual tenants in the market? And in fact, what kinds of tenants are in the market? Are they tech tenants? Are they financial services tenants? What sizes are they? All this is in real time. And then going a step further and understanding the deals that I'm doing, how do they fare to market? Are the net effective rents that I'm getting close or far off from other deals that are happening in my submarket this week? The concessions that I'm giving away, am I spending too much money to acquire tenants versus the market? But also, where is the market going? Because that's the questions you should be asking and the data you should have access to develop your strategies, and that's where we're going together. So this is a huge deal for us as a company. As Brandon mentioned, this is the culmination of our companies coming together to build this. It did get out today in the Wall Street Journal, so you can read more about it in the journal if you go online. And I just want to say, also, you're going to hear a lot more about this over the next couple days. So tomorrow, Brandon's keynote is going to cover a lot more detail about the how and the when and the why, but you can also read some stuff online today. So before I leave, I'm going to hand this over to Brandon to MC. Again, on behalf of our entire team, we're just so grateful to have you as partners on this journey. We're going to do some amazing things together, and you're going to have a great conference. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Give Nick a round of applause.